The Open in Cincinnati Mason, Ohio's Lindner Family Tennis Center. The flags of the Sea of Philippine are flying. The ALX chants are reverberating throughout the stadium. Alex Eala just engaged world number 10 in one of the most taxing fights of her young career. Anisimova A. Amanda 13 deuces in a 20-minute game, a victory in the first set, a 2-0 advantage in the final set. However, the momentum eventually vanished. Anisimova finished the comeback by winning 6 games in a row. At about 1 in the morning local time, the game was over. 4-6, 6-4, 6-2. The dream had ended. Tears came. The Filipino supporters, who had stayed up till the wee hours of the morning, saw their hero leave the court with a heavy heart and a proud head. In Cincinnati, she was defeated. However, her narrative does not finish here. This is only the start. The U.S. of Alex Eala, an open comeback is on the horizon. The world of tennis is observing. Click the notification bell and subscribe for more tennis coverage. It was never going to be a typical match versus Amanda Anisimova. Following her historic WTA Tour victory at the Washington Open, where she defeated world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the final, Eala came to Cincinnati riding a 5-match winning streak against top 10 opponents. She had stunned Iga Swiatek, the reigning champion, en route to the Wimbledon 4th round. She was bold, self-assured, and prepared for the task. There was a war in the opening set. To get to a 2-2 score, the two players swapped the first 4 games. The contest would be defined by the 5th game, which was a marathon. After a hard 20-minute battle with 13 deuces, Eala emerged victorious. The American made 2 mistakes that ultimately gave Eala the break and a 3-2 advantage. The occasion was filmed by the official X account of the Cincinnati Open. 20 minutes, 11 seconds? Just one game. The Filipino supporters went crazy. Eala had demonstrated amazing fortitude by getting out of a precarious situation that would have put Anisimova in a better position. She won the set 6-4 after breaking serve in the 7th and 9th games. Eala maintained her momentum into the second set, making the upset possible. She gained a 3-2 advantage by breaking early. With each point, the chants of the Filipino supporters grew louder. Midway through the set, however, Anisimova, a former 2-time Grand Slam finalist, brought something fresh. She used a variety of baseline hitting patterns to move Eala about the court, effectively adapting to her defensive pace. Anisimova changed things up from her typical mid-court forehand by going after Eala's deep backhand corner, setting up her signature backhand victories. Additionally, compared to her first set performance, she returned Eala's second serves with greater assurance and determination. The comeback had begun. Anisimova won the second set 6-4 after winning 4 of the following 5 games, necessitating a final set. Eala scored 2 consecutive backhand winners in Game 2 to take an early 2-0 lead in the decisive match. The stadium was electrifying. The upset was close at hand. However, the Filipina star soon found Anisimova's powerful serve to be too much to bear. In under 2 hours and 28 minutes, the American triumphed 4-6, 6-4, and 6-2 after winning the following 6 straight games. Anisimova dominated the match, breaking Eala in her last 3 service games. At almost 1 in the morning local time, the game was over. Eala was devastated by the loss. She had been so close to winning in the top 10 again. In the decisive set, she had a 2-0 lead, but it was lost. Her 5-match winning streak against top 10 opponents came to an end with a defeat, as she was denied a 10th career victory against a top 10 player. It was a bitter pill to take. However, it was also an educational experience. It would also fuel her return. The 5-time Grand Slam champion Maria Sharapova, who once referred to Eala as a star, gave an incredible analysis of the loss. She determined that 3 key elements, experience, handling pressure, and execution on pivotal points, were what made the difference. Anisimova had appeared on the biggest stages as a 2-time Grand Slam finalist. She was able to manage the pressure of a final set. Eala is still learning how to win games against the world's top players despite her extraordinary potential. It was a dearth of experience during those pivotal moments rather than a lack of skill. Sharapova also emphasized the game's pivotal moment, a 20-minute encounter that ended in 13 deuces in the opening set. Even though Eala made it through the marathon and won the set, her endurance might have suffered as a result of the energy she used. She was running low on gas by the 3rd set. Anisimova, on the other hand, was able to increase her level when it counted most since she had conserved her energy. Only a player with Sharapova's level of expertise can recognize this kind of tactical intricacy, but the loss also highlighted areas that needed work. As Eala gets ready for the US Open, her incapacity to sustain her momentum after taking the lead in the decisive set will be a focus. In the upcoming weeks, focus will be placed on her conditioning, mental toughness, and capacity to manage the stress of significant events. Eala is already conscious of this difficulty. She outlined her definition of success in Cincinnati prior to the competition. Did I accomplish what I intended to accomplish? It's the matches of substance. Did I deliver the level I intended to deliver? She gauges her success not just by her performance but also by the caliber of her tennis. That kind of thinking is precisely what she needs to keep growing. Eala's performance in Cincinnati demonstrated her physical recuperation as well. Her health was the main concern going into the competition because she had withdrawn from the Canadian Open due to what appeared to be an ankle ailment. However, prior to the US Open, she demonstrated that she is in perfect health. She could chase down balls that would have been out of reach only a few weeks before because to her flawless foot speed. She's past the ankle scare. August 30th marks the start of the US Open in New York. It's the year's last Grand Slam, and Eala has the opportunity to show that she is one of the best. As the first Filipina to win a Grand Slam singles main draw match, she has already created history in Flushing Meadows. She now comes back with more self-assurance, a better grasp of her game, and a strong determination to make up for a setback in Cincinnati. Additionally, Eala has been granted a wild card entrance into the United States Open mixed doubles with Felix Auger-Aliassime, the fourth-ranked player in the men's globe. Fans are incredibly excited about the combo and can't wait to witness the surprising collaboration in action. It's a great opportunity to kind of feel what it's like to have that Eala effect and her fanbase behind me, Auger-Aliassime said, expressing excitement about experiencing the Eala effect. Some of the biggest names in the sport, like Elena Rybakina and Taylor Fritz, Iga Swiatek and Casper Ruud, and Novak Djokovic and Irina Sabalenka, are competing in mixed doubles. With the first round and quarterfinals on August 25th and the semifinals and final on August 26th, the competition will be a sprint rather than a marathon. Arthur Ashe Stadium or Louis Armstrong Stadium will host every game. Eala sees it as an opportunity to show off her abilities on the greatest platform and gain momentum before the singles tournament. Eala is expected to be seeded in the top 20 for the first time at a Grand Slam when her singles draw is revealed. She has a 7-3 record against the top 10 in 2026, demonstrating her ability to compete with the world's finest players. She has the opportunity to advance in her career at the US Open. One of the most discussed occurrences in tennis nowadays is the Eala effect. The 21-year-old Filipina has developed into a worldwide celebrity, attracting unprecedented audiences wherever she performs. She was once a bright young talent. She sold out every match at the Canadian Open in Toronto, so the organizers had to relocate her to bigger courts. Tickets for her matches at the Cincinnati Open were selling for hundreds of dollars more than the going rate. She is now bringing the same enthusiasm to the US Open. With amazing poise, Eala has accepted her unexpected ascent to prominence. It can be weighty at times. When asked how she handles her celebrity and her hectic tour schedule, she replied that there are times when it's enjoyable. Ultimately, though, I am also conscious that it's a weird experience, so I'm simply attempting to process everything. Eala's career has been fueled by the Filipino fans. They have flown all around the country to show their support for her, transforming neutral locations into scenes reminiscent of a Manila homecoming. The ALX chants at her games, the sea of Philippine flags has been a common sight. Her rivals have also noticed. I know how loved Alex is, and for good reason, Anisimova said, acknowledging the amazing environment. Eala's increasing impact is demonstrated by her capacity to gather large crowds. In addition to her already hectic schedule at Flushing Meadows, Eala is one of the stars of the Open exhibition event. She is prepared to deliver for her admirers and has demonstrated that she can manage the strain of the big stage. She has the opportunity to demonstrate to the world that she is a formidable force and not simply a flash in the pan at the US Open. Let's take a closer look. Although Alex Eala's loss to Cincinnati was devastating, it was also a pivotal moment. It was a resilient, growth-oriented, and educational moment. Despite her defeat in Cincinnati, her narrative at the US Open is far from over. From a promising young talent, the Filipina diva has become a worldwide phenomenon. She has inspired a generation, brought communities together, and packed stadiums. Her journey from a small child who picked up a racket for the first time at the age of 4 to a top 20 player on the WTA Tour is evidence of her skill, tenacity, and fortitude. Eala has had an incredible journey. She became the first Filipino player to win a junior Grand Slam in 2022. She defeated 3 Grand Slam winners, including Iga Swiatek, during her incredible run to the Miami Open quarterfinals in March 2025. She made history in 2026 by winning a Grand Slam singles main draw match at the U.S. Open, making history as the first Filipina to do so. At the Washington Open, she won her first WTA Tour singles title after defeating 3 top-seeded competitors, including world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the championship match. The next chapter in her amazing story is the U.S. Open. Eala is committed to taking full use of the chance. At a WTA 1000 event, she already received a career-high seeding of number 17. The tournament organizers are shocked by the surge in tickets that she has caused. Tennis greats like Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Maria Sharapova, and Andy Roddick have praised her. The future is promising, and the tennis world is keeping an eye on it. Although it was a setback, the loss to Anisimova was not the end. Alex Eala is a rising star who is far from finished. She has the opportunity to demonstrate that she is one of the greatest at the U.S. Open. The future is promising, and the tennis world is keeping an eye on it. In Cincinnati, she was defeated. However, her narrative at the U.S. Open is only getting started. The entire globe is prepared to observe. Click the notification bell and subscribe for more tennis coverage.